5 revolutionary aircraft changed warfare forever. Jets that outran everything in the sky. Bombers that delivered atomic destruction. Fighters that saved nations from invasion. These machines didn't just win battles, they rewrote the rules of aerial combat. In 1944, Allied bomber crews reported something impossible, an aircraft moving at speeds they'd never witnessed. No propeller, no sound until it screamed past, at over 540 miles per hour. The Messerschmitt Me 262 Schwalbe wasn't just fast, it was the world's first operational jet fighter, and it terrified everyone who faced it. Powered by 2 Junkers Jumo 004 axial flow turbojet engines producing 1,980 pounds of thrust each, the Me 262 could accelerate to speeds exceeding 530 miles per hour, 150 miles per hour faster than any Allied fighter in the European theater. When American pilots flying P-51 Mustangs encountered these jets, they couldn't catch them. When British Spitfire pilots tried to intercept, the Me 262 simply disappeared into the distance. The aircraft's swept-wing design housed 4 30mm Mk108 cannons in the nose, each capable of tearing apart heavy bombers with explosive shells. German pilots claimed 542 Allied aircraft destroyed by Me 262s, though the true number remains debated. But the jet's speed created new problems. Closing speeds of 720 miles per hour during head-on attacks made accurate shooting nearly impossible. Pilots had to open fire at 500 meters and break away at 200 meters to avoid collision. US tests at Farnborough in October 1945 confirmed the Me 262's maximum speed of 540 miles per hour at 20,000 feet with engines at full power. The aircraft featured a tricycle landing gear, revolutionary for its time, and could reach a service ceiling of 37,600 feet. Its range of 650 miles allowed it to operate deep behind enemy lines, as both a fighter and a light bomber carrying 1,000 pounds of bombs. Yet the Me 262 arrived too late. Strategic material shortages, engine reliability issues, and Hitler's insistence on using it as a bomber rather than a fighter delayed its impact. The Jumo 004 engines were temperamental, prone to flameouts, and required careful throttle control. But despite these flaws, the Me 262 marked the end of propeller-driven fighters as dominant warplanes. It proved jet propulsion was the future, a future the Germans invented but the Allies would inherit. Before 1943, American bomber crews flew suicide missions deep into Nazi Germany. Without fighter escorts, Luftwaffe interceptors slaughtered B-17s and B-24s by the hundreds. Then the P-51 Mustang arrived, and everything changed. The North American P-51D Mustang solved a problem no other fighter could range. Powered by the Packard-built Rolls-Royce Merlin V1650-7 engine producing 1,695 horsepower, the Mustang could fly 1,000 miles, escort bombers all the way to Berlin, fight German interceptors, and fly home. With external drop tanks, its range extended even further, making it the longest-range fighter of the war. But the P-51 wasn't just about distance. With a maximum speed of 437 miles per hour and a service ceiling of 41,900 feet, it could outfly most German fighters at high altitude. Its 6.50 caliber Browning machine guns mounted in the wings delivered devastating firepower, capable of shredding enemy aircraft or strafing ground targets. The bubble canopy on the D model gave pilots 360-degree visibility, no blind spots. No surprises. Point 26, the Mustang's 37-foot wingspan and lightweight aluminum construction made it agile in dogfights. Cruising at 275 miles per hour conserved fuel, but when combat demanded, pilots could push it to maximum speed and climb at impressive rates. The aircraft could carry 2,000 pounds of bombs or 10 5-inch rockets, transforming from escort fighter to ground attack bomber in minutes. German pilots learned to fear the Mustang. Allied bomber losses dropped dramatically once P-51s provided escort. The Tuskegee Airmen, flying their distinctive red-tailed P-51s, earned legendary status for never losing a bomber under their protection. By war's end, Mustangs had destroyed thousands of German aircraft in aerial combat and countless more on the ground during strafing runs. The 51 Mustang didn't just protect bombers, it gave the Allies air superiority over Nazi Germany, making strategic bombing viable and invasion possible. On August 6, 1945, a single aircraft changed human history forever. The Enola Gay, a Boeing B-29 Superfortress, dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. 3 days later, another B-29 named Boxcar destroyed Nagasaki. The war ended. The B-29 didn't just deliver bombs, it delivered the future. The B-29 Superfortress represented the most technologically advanced bomber of World War II. Designed with a fully pressurized cabin, crews could operate at 31,850 feet without oxygen masks, revolutionary for 1944. Unlike previous bombers where gunners froze in open turrets, every crew member on the B-29 worked in pressurized comfort, connected by a crawl tunnel through the unpressurized bomb bays. For Arado Ar 3350-23 duplex Cyclone engines, each producing 2,200 horsepower, powered this 105,000-pound giant. The B-29 could fly 5,830 miles without refueling enough to reach Japan from Pacific Island bases and return. With a top speed of 365 miles per hour and cruising speed of 220 miles per hour, it outran most Japanese interceptors at high altitude. Its service ceiling allowed it to fly above effective anti-aircraft fire. The bomb bay could carry 20,000 pounds of conventional ordnance, but special silver plate modified B-29s carried atomic weapons, the Mark I Little Boy and Mark III Fat Man nuclear bombs that ended the Pacific War. The aircraft featured remote-controlled gun turrets operated from inside the pressurized cabin, with computerized fire control systems that calculated bullet trajectory, target speed, and wind, cutting-edge technology for the 1940s. The B-29's development cost more than the Manhattan Project itself. Boeing engineers solved unprecedented technical challenges: pressurization at extreme altitudes, long-range navigation systems, and engines powerful enough to lift massive bomb loads thousands of miles. The result was a strategic weapon that could strike anywhere, carry anything, and fly higher and farther than any bomber in existence. After Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the world understood that aircraft weren't just weapons of war, they were weapons of apocalypse. The B-29 Superfortress proved that control of the skies meant control of destiny. In summer 1940, Nazi Germany prepared to invade Britain. The Luftwaffe launched massive bombing raids to destroy the Royal Air Force and clear the way for Operation Sea Lion. Standing against this onslaught was one aircraft, the Supermarine Spitfire. It didn't just fight the Battle of Britain, it saved Britain. The Spitfire Mk.I that defended Britain in 1940 was powered by the Rolls-Royce Merlin 312-cylinder liquid-cooled engine, producing 1,030 horsepower. With a maximum speed of 367 miles per hour at 18,600 feet, it could match German Bf 109 fighters in speed and exceed them in maneuverability. Its distinctive elliptical wings, spanning 36 feet 10 inches, gave it exceptional handling and made it instantly recognizable. Friend and foe knew that shape meant danger. 8.303-inch Browning machine guns mounted in the wings unleashed devastating firepower. When a Spitfire pilot pressed the trigger, all 8 guns fired simultaneously, creating a cone of bullets that could shred enemy bombers or cripple fighters. The aircraft's length of 29 feet 11 inches and lightweight construction made it nimble. Spitfire pilots could outturn German bombers and fighters in dogfights that decided Britain's fate. During the Battle of Britain, from July to October 1940, Spitfires intercepted wave after wave of Luftwaffe raids. Operating from airfields across southern England, RAF pilots scrambled multiple times daily, climbing to intercept German bombers before they reached cities. The Spitfire's rate of climb of 2,666 feet per minute allowed it to reach attacking formations quickly. Its service ceiling of 36,500 feet meant nowhere was safe for German aircraft. But the Spitfire wasn't just a Battle of Britain weapon, it evolved throughout the war. Later variants like the MKV with the Merlin 45 engine reached 375 miles per hour, while the Griffin-powered Mk-14 hit 445 miles per hour. The basic design proved so adaptable that Spitfires served in every theater of war, from North Africa to the Pacific. By 1945, over 20,000 Spitfires had been produced in dozens of variants. Yet it's the 1940 Defenders that history remembers, the pilots who climbed into those cockpits day after day, knowing each scramble might be their last. The Spitfire gave them a fighting chance. It gave Britain survival. Without it, Hitler would have controlled the skies, and Operation Sea Lion would have turned Britain into occupied territory. While the Me-262 shocked Allied fighters, another German jet was doing something even more revolutionary, bombing targets with complete impunity. The Arado Ar-234 Blitz was the world's first operational jet bomber, and Allied pilots quickly learned a terrifying truth: you couldn't catch it. First flying in 1944, the Ar-234B, two-bomber variant, was powered by two Junkers Jumo 004B turbojet engines, each producing 1,980 pounds of thrust, the same engines that powered the Me-262. But the Ar-234 was designed for a different mission: reconnaissance in precision bombing at speeds conventional fighters couldn't match. With a maximum speed of 461 miles per hour at 20,000 feet, it outran P-51 Mustangs, Spitfires, and every Allied interceptor. The aircraft could carry a standard bomb load of two 1,100-pound bombs suspended from the engines, or one 2,200-pound bomb semi-recessed in the fuselage, with a maximum capacity of 3,300 pounds. During flight testing, the Ar-234 V9 prototype, loaded with three SC-500 bombs, still reached 418 miles per hour at 16,000 feet, faster than any other Luftwaffe bomber at any altitude. Its operational radius of 500 miles allowed deep penetration missions behind Allied lines. The Ar-234's reconnaissance variants proved equally valuable. Equipped with cameras instead of bombs, they photographed Allied positions, fleet movements, and troop concentrations without fear of interception. The aircraft's service ceiling of 32,810 feet put it beyond effective anti-aircraft range, and its speed made fighter interception nearly impossible. Allied pilots reported frustration by the time they spotted an Ar-234. It was already disappearing. The later Ar-234C variant featured four BMW 003 engines and an improved aerodynamic design that pushed maximum speed to 540 miles per hour, matching the Me-262 fighter. Though only produced in limited numbers due to Germany's collapsing war economy, the Ar-234 demonstrated that jet bombers represented the future of strategic aviation. Unlike heavy bombers that relied on fighter escorts and defensive guns, the Ar-234 relied on pure speed. If they couldn't catch you, they couldn't kill you. German pilots actively exploited their advantages: speed, rate of climb, and altitude. During missions over the collapsing Western Front in late 1944 and early 1945, Ar-234's bomb bridges, supply depots, and troop concentrations with little opposition. The aircraft had serious drawbacks: difficult to fly, tricky during takeoff and landing, and equipped with temperamental Jumo engines prone to fire. But when airborne, it was untouchable. The Arado Ar-234 arrived too late to change Germany's fate, but it proved a concept that would dominate Cold War aviation: the jet bomber. Speed wasn't just an advantage, it was invincibility. 5 aircraft, 5 revolutions. The Me-262 proved jets were the future. The P-51 gave bombers protection and nations air superiority. The B-29 delivered apocalypse. The Spitfire saved democracy. The Ar-234 showed that speed meant survival. These weren't just machines. They were the weapons that ended World War II and defined modern air warfare forever.